challenge right ahead of you. And so St. Fort has answered that challenge, and look for that to really be useful to her as she goes on throughout her career.
St. Fort is so young and has so much potential. I think she was one of the athletes I was kind of excited about seeing. I work on the college side for Runner Space, and she's a youngster. You know, a lot of kids are being signed as juniors, so I'm very interested after what she did this weekend, what she already did at the World Youth Championships, what's going to happen for her now, and what kind of thoughts she has, and just the development possibility for next year.
Absolutely right.
And a foul for her after the first round. The leader is Raven Saunders, the United States, 16 meters 72, her first effort.
Concluye así la primera ronda de la final de impulsión de la Bala. Raven Saunders de Estados Unidos, 16.72, marcha en la primera posición.
Up right now, we have the women's shot put going. They're in round 2. Gum's second round is currently in 6th. He just threw. Up next, Chelsea James of Trinidad and Tobago. It's a fairly decent throw for her. The 14-meter range comes in with a seed mark of 14.73. It's not very explosive. You're definitely going to see a difference between all these ladies and Raven Saunders. She explodes. She's very fast. She's very quick across the ring, and she really lets it loose. Now here's an interesting thrower, Sophie Rivera. She's really developed into a shot putter this year. They tried to get her to do shot put. She's been a long time javelin thrower, and they basically made a hybrid technique that uses her strength as a javelin thrower to throw the shot put. She's thrown 16 meters 30 this year. She's getting more and more comfortable with this kind of hybrid technique. A pretty decent throw there. She came into that throw 3rd. Up now, Porteous Warren. 15.34 for Rivera. Moves her into 2nd. Warren currently in 3rd. Seemed a little uncomfortable. Didn't really throw over her block foot. And as a result, didn't get the advantage. But because of her high speed in her throw, she's got great arm speed. Just not quite with great technique and getting up and over her block foot. So that's something she's got to work on. And still, she throws 15.57 and moves into 2nd. So that's something she can work on. Here's Raven Saunders. You'll see what I mean by how fast she is across the ring. And explodes out the back end. She came in with a best of 18 meters 35, and that will challenge that. She is just so fast right now. She didn't look that fast at U.S. Juniors. She didn't have a great meet when she won the title, but she had such a big advantage on everyone else. She didn't have to have a great meet in order to get ready for this meet. But that was a very good throw for her, and that's probably one of the best throws of the year. She's been very consistent with the exception of U.S. Junior Championships. She's had 9 throws over 17 meters and at least 10 throws better than anyone else in this competition. So I'm very interested in seeing where we got to with that one. That's might even be a PR for her. So it looks like they're going to measure that with a steel tape to see if it's a meet record, 17:55. 18:27, not a season best for her, but still a very good throw for her. One of her best of the year. And a new meet record for Saunders. Now up next, Mirlyn Del Carmen Mesa. Is currently in 8th. That was her second round throw. Now we'll move on to the men's 100-meter final. That was James for her third round throw. Currently in 6th. James 4th going into that throw. Comes 6th. Up next, Sophie Rivera, the U.S. Sophie seems to really be getting comfortable with this hybrid technique that her coach had to help her figure out, because they know she's got a good fast arm. She's definitely made strides this year. In her first love, she's been throwing the javelin since she was in middle school. And now maybe the shot put will be one of her more favorite events. I haven't talked to her since she did so well at U.S. Juniors, but she's been she's a developing talent, especially in the javelin. I don't think that was an improvement for her. She did not change position. 15 meters 19. She threw 15:34, which is her best from round 2. Now it's Porteous Warren of Trinidad and Tobago. She's currently 2nd. There she goes. She switches feet. You gotta switch feet because you have all that momentum going forward. Otherwise, you're just staying back. You're not moving forward towards the edge of the ring. When you start doing that, though, you get uncomfortable. And unfortunately, when you get uncomfortable, you may not be putting the power out there that you want. You gotta get used to being uncomfortable at the very finish of the shot. And now we have an example of what to do. She has been fantastic all year long with 9 throws over 17 meters, at least 9 meets over 17 meters. Raven Saunders, look at that speed. That hair goes flying. Nice throw, almost an 18-meter throw. Looks like it's just short based upon what we could tell by the lines here. She's so explosive, she's so fast. She flies across that ring and lets loose. And you can tell, if you see how fast she's moving and how much she has to spin, she definitely gets a little bit out of control, but she's able to control it because she knows what's happening. She's not afraid and knows how to get in that power position. She's coming from a long way. She's representing her town after the terrible tragedy happened when the one of the priests in town that she knew of was unfortunately shot. She's been representing her town to basically say, you know, I'm representing South Carolina, I'm representing my city, and I'm gonna praise and give a little love back. So great throw on last throw, 17:79. Here's Mesa Palacios, who's currently in 8th. This is her last throw. See, you could notice she just did not have anywhere close to the same sort of speed across the ring. But not a bad throw at all. There we go, 13 meters 53, an improvement for Mesa Palacios. Moves her into 7th. It's important because there's a few more throwers to go. You gotta make certain they get one of those final 8 positions. Barnes just had the throw. That's definitely not an improvement for Lacey Barnes of Cayman Islands. She might be a little inspired by watching Jamal Walton win the 400. It's exciting to see teammates, people from your own country, do as well as they did. And Walton, just winning the 400 a little bit ago, had to be a little exciting. Up now, Grace Conley of Bolivia. She's, unfortunately, has got that wrap on her knee. Makes it a little harder to be as explosive and as fast as you'd like to be when you have a little bit of a tweak going on in an important part. Decent throw for her. A little bit under 14 meters. Grace had still needed a good throw to get into the finals. (12 meters 86 for Grace. Up next, Canadian junior champion Sarah Mitten. Sarah's currently in 5th. She's showing some good speed across the ring. She still throws low. She doesn't throw up and over her forward foot. Once she does that, she'll get even more out of her throws. But I don't think that throw is as good as her Canadian Junior Championship throw. That she's still in 5th.
Vamos al quinto y último evento del decatlón este viernes, 400 metros planos.
Here's Gums. 3rd attempt for her. She needed a fair throw. Gets a little stressful when you don't have a fair throw yet and you get to that point. At least you want to finish with something decent. And she'll be followed by Obang Marfo. Gums finishes 11:38, puts her in 10th. Marfo was in 9th. Going into that throw, she really needed to pull one out there. She struggled a little bit, losing her first Canadian junior title. Just hasn't been on for her. She does have a chance with that throw to make it into the top 8. So that's what she was looking for. Nope, 9th, 13:06. Marfo's day is done. And that will finish shot put. We'll move over to decathlon 400 meters. Last event of day 1, almost, but it was 15 meters. She just didn't connect right. It didn't go, it looked like the ball came off the back of her hand rather than being pushed out. So rather than being able to put her full force in it, it fell off the back. Now we're starting round 5 of the shot put. Grace Conley is up. She's currently in 8th. Decent throw for Conley. Just under 14 meters. (13 meters 33 for Conley. She will stay in 8th. There's Yerlin Palacios. In 7th, 5th round throw. She also loses the ball when she pushes it. It doesn't go, she's not pushing up, and she's going forward and down, and rather than getting behind the ball flies off the back of her hand. Probably not as good as she's used to doing. She's got good levers, though, to throw the ball far. She can get comfortable with her technique. That was round 5 for her. Here is Trivia Gums who has the national junior record for British Virgin Islands. At 14 meters 81. She got a nice switch. She's got to get a little bit faster across the ring, but she's got a lot of force behind it. I think she could develop into a very nice shot putter. She's 19. Gonna mark for her shortly. Sarah Mitten is up next. Canadian junior champion now at the University of Windsor. 12.91 for Gums, no improvement. Throw for Mitten. Mitten's been fairly consistent with her technique. She needs to understand what she needs to do. 14 meters 57 for Mitten. She moves into fourth and passes James with that throw. Nice throw for her. Chelsea James is up. It's a PR throw for Mitten. James in fifth in the fifth round. Next up, Sophie Rivera, currently in third. 12.67 for James, not an improvement for her. Rivera has good speed when she throws, but I know she wants to get over 16 meters. That would definitely get her into second. Raven's talking to her. They're teammates. Tell Raven's trying to be supportive, saying, come on, let's go 1-2. They got to watch out for Mitten. Mitten's on a roll right now. Mitten's currently in fourth now after improving. Up now, round 5 throw for Portius Warren. Nice switch. Good speed. You know, a lot of these athletes, this is their big meet of the year. This is their championship. I mean, they can train through their country's championship because it's not as important. It's a good experience to be able to understand how to compete well in big meets. 15 meters 12 for Warren. She already PR'd earlier at 15.57 in round 2. Here's Raven Saunders. You can see the speed, acceleration. She's excited. She's trying to pump up Sophie Rivera, and she excites herself at the same time. So that was another great throw over 18 meters. Oh, actually nearly 18 meters. Sorry, it looks like it was about 17 something. But another great throw for her. As based upon the throws I've seen, I think she's going to have, no one will have a throw longer than any of hers. That's kind of the situation we're in right now in the shot put. She's that dominating. There was Grace Conley of Bolivia. Has a lot of physio tape to deal with different issues. Palacios for her 6th round throw. Comes up now. She's currently in 6th. Has improved a lot this year in both the hammer and shot put. Really developing her technique, learning how to use her body, learning how to throw these implements properly. Unfortunately, steps over the line. That didn't look like a 14-meter throw if she hadn't fouled it. And she will finish in 6th place.
6 meters 78 for Panamericano.
Up next, Sarah Mitten, who got her best throw, a PR throw on her last throw. Let's see what Sarah can do. She'll have to get over 15 meters. A good amount, in fact, 15:34 at least, in order to get 3rd. To see if how far over, but she never got up and over, so not a good throw for her. She needed to get up and over the block, and she didn't explode at the finish. She didn't use her legs at the very finish, so it was just she was trying to really put some effort into pushing the ball, but didn't use her legs and time it right. So not an improvement, pretty certain for Mitten. We'll see what the measurement comes out as. 13:76 for Mitten. So she'll finish. She's not going to finish 4th yet. We have to find out what James is going to do. Chelsea James was passed by Mitten on the last throw. So James is now 5th from Trinidad and Tobago. She does kind of the shuffle throw. She never really gets turned completely around and use the full turn when she puts the ball. So she's doing the shuffle slide. You've seen that with Ashton Eaton. And she's not low enough. If she was low enough, that might actually work a lot better, but she's got to get a little bit lower to get use more of her body and her strength. 13 meters 50 for James. Not an improvement. So she'll finish 5th, Mitten 4th. Here's Sophie Rivera. 6th round throw. Let's see what she can do. She needs a nice big throw. There's Raven there, trying to excite her, trying to pump her up. Good throw, and it's a fair throw. She had another one that was way out there that was a sector foul. But this one, it looks like it's going to be fair. We'll just have to see what she got. She may have cleared 16 meters. That might have been enough to get her 2nd.
15:57 is the best mark by Warren.
So Sophie was just a junior in high school in Missouri this year. 15:29, not an improvement. It's hard to tell by the angle where she was at, but actually pretty close to what I saw was her best. It was 15:34, so she'll finish 3rd. Up now, Porteous Warren, the last person who has a shot of catching Raven Saunders. Used a lot more of her speed. She really that was probably her best technically. Previous throws, she didn't really throw over her front foot. This time she did. She switched feet. A lot of times you'll take, you can muscle it, a standing throw, a good throw, and you can do little things, but then you start switching in its feet, you get a little bit concerned, you start losing a little bit of control. It's harder to do. 15 meters 17, not an improvement. So here's our winner, Raven Saunders. Let's see what she can do. 18:35 is probably the mark she's looking at. She did that at NCAA Outdoors. Nice throw. Another big throw, but not, I think that one's going to be over 17, but it's not an improvement. So she'll finish at 18 meters 27. So a fantastic job for Raven. I believe all 6 of her throws were better than the rest of the competition. Now we have a few other events still going on. Here's Raven. Her 4th major title of the year. NCAA Indoor, NCAA Outdoor. She enjoyed the comments of the announcer Paul Swangard. She's happy about winning the title. So NCAA Indoor, NCAA Outdoor, U.S. Junior title, and now Pan Am Junior Champion. She's starting to develop a fine resume. Last year, 2nd at the World Junior Meet. I think people were a little bit surprised. Right now, she's just on the cusp of actually being #1 ranked in the world. She needed to get a PR today to do that, but she's way up there. She's very close to being #1 in the world ranked as far as top marks. She's so consistent, so many big throws over 17 meters. And I mentioned 17-meter meets. I mean, she's had 17-meter throws in those meets where she's thrown, like today, 18:27 and then 17:60 on this last throw. So I'm certain Raven is excited She represented South Carolina today, gave a little glory to her home state. Can feel a little good about doing her part to say, I'm there with you, South Carolina. I love you. Great win for Raven today. Right now, we're